Hey guys, you asked for it, and here it is. Welcome to my review of The Night Brings Charlie. Now, this is a different format than originally said. I'm sorry. For one, I had some problems getting it to play on my flat screen because I had some differences with the audio-video ports. So I'd be having black and white picture, or then other times I'd try it one time and then it would work. And then I had a surprise visit from one of my friends, picked me up and took me to go see a movie. So then I didn't really finish it the day that it was working. It's a long story. But I was able to find a link of this film somewhere online, and I was able to watch it on my flat screen through one of my hard drives. So I was still able to watch the movie. Now, so that's why you don't have, anything like me sitting down, watching it, talking about it. I didn't really have much to say, really, so it would have been kind of a boring sort of review, so to speak. But anyway, The Night Brings Charlie is a direct-to-video slasher film that's an interesting oddity. It's a Question Entertainment movie. I don't think Question Entertainment released very much, but I think basically Question Entertainment, I think this is the only movie they released, because Question Entertainment, this movie was produced exclusively in Florida. It's a Florida production. You wouldn't think so. I mean, really, you wouldn't think it's a Florida. If you've ever seen this movie, you wouldn't think that this was filmed in Florida. The only references are maybe some orange trees around here and there. But it seems more like a southern movie, like, Louisiana or the backwoods or the bayou somewhere. It takes place in a little town called Pakui, which is pretty laughable. Pretty laughable name, but there's a lot of towns in the United States that just have pretty laughable names, to be honest. I mean, there are towns in the U.S. named Dick. So, I mean, come on. And this film is not even rated. It's not even officially rated. It's one of those EM, extremely mature ratings. So basically, the film was directed by Tom Logan, who, if I look at his filmography, it doesn't look like, I don't think he ended up doing anything. Well, I guess he's still doing some stuff lately. So, doing a lot of kids movies. So he started out as he directed Shakma. The director of Shakma directed this movie. Yeah, Shakma, movie with Christopher with Christopher Atkins with the ape in the high rise that my friend Matt really likes. The same director of Shakma directed this. I haven't seen Shakma. From clips I've seen, it's probably a better film than The Night Brings Charlie. Definitely a better horror movie. So, that's really interesting. Well, I guess there's two directors for Shakma. There's also a guy named Hugh Parks, who also directed it as well. Yeah. So anyway, he still got work after this. And then you have, the cast consists of Chuck Whiting as Charlie Puckett, who is the lead, character in this movie, Charlie. You have David Carr, who plays Jack. No, it's not. It's not the same David Carr who got sacked into oblivion as a member of the Houston Texans. I swear to God, he got sacked like 70 times in one season in the National Football League? It was insane how many times David Carr got sacked. I think he's still a backup quarterback, too. Man. He's better off staying a backup. Anyway, it's not the same David Carr. And then there's some, I think this is a lead girl, Brenda. It's played by Laura Dennis. Joe Fishback. I cracked up when I saw that title on the opening credits. Joe Fishback. That's his real last name, folks, is Fishback. Come on, he must have gotten mercilessly taunted when he was a kid. He plays Walt, who's basically a buddy of Charlie's. And you find out some sort of twist going on where he ends up... Well, I'll get to that later. But anyway, basically the film Night Brings Charlie... Did I really hate it? I wouldn't say I hated it. I would just say it was just one of those run-of-the-mill generic, pretty much forgettable slasher movies. There's a lot of slasher movies out there that are just basically pretty much forgettable, and this is definitely one of them. There's nothing that this movie does to separate itself from the ranks of other slasher movies. It's just pretty much the same thing. It takes elements of Friday the 13th, especially Friday the 13th Part 3, because of the climax of the film. It just feels like a zero-budget version of the climax of Friday the 13th Part 3, on the farmhouse. Takes other elements from other movies. It even takes like an element from Jaws. There's a scene where this woman, her son got killed, and then she gets pissed off at the sheriff, and she's like, "It's your fault. Damn you, sheriff." I'm like, okay, that's just ripping off Jaws, okay, but this movie is nowhere near Jaws' caliber, as for sure. It's not a very long movie. It's only like 75 minutes long, but there are moments where it just drags. The worst thing that this movie, if I could point to the worst thing that is wrong with this movie, what ultimately makes this movie fall flat on its face, is it's just boring. It's just not fun. It's not fun to watch. It's slow. It's not very entertaining. The only reason why I really stayed awake is because I was operating on a double shot of Mellow Yellow. So I had like 2 cans of Mellow Yellow, and I was like hopped up on caffeine. So I really couldn't sleep if I wanted to. So I guess that's sort of a good thing with this movie, because otherwise I probably would have fallen asleep and probably wouldn't even finish the film. Probably would have taken even longer to do this review. But I really don't know what to say about the movie. There's really not much to say about The Night Brings Charlie. It's a really short movie, so there's not much of a... The plot basically just consists of there's a tree surgeon named Charlie who got invited back into the town of Okui, and people start getting killed. There's a couple people that get killed. The first person gets killed. You don't even see the kill. It's just a girl gets caught on the stairs, and looks like Charlie's going to cut her leg off, but you don't see it. Then you get this hilarious reaction by this African-American, paper boy who finds the body. It's this classic thespian here. Great acting performance. And I mean that sincerely, seriously. Oscar-worthy. He rolls up on his bicycle, they show a shot of him reacting to the body, and he's like, "Ah!" That's exactly. Seriously, he sounds like a cartoon character. It's hilarious. So there are moments in this movie that are laughable for all their own reasons. Definitely, that's one of them. The dialogue from this receptionist lady, who's like this fat, sassy, white lady, southern chick who works at the police station. She's has a kind of a potty mouth, but not really. She's just kind of a brash, I guess sort of likable, hard ass type character or whatever. Even though she's just being, honestly, in my opinion, just being a bitch. But that's just me, maybe. I don't know. So she's talking shit, "Oh, that guy's a dick," or going, I gotta go to the can, excuse me, I gotta go to the can, I gotta take a, hey, I gotta go take a piss. What is up with this shit? It's just, she talks everything that comes out of her mouth is almost something to do with scatological humor, or talking about, I need to go take a shit, or just being, I don't know, trying to comfort the sheriff. I have no, I gotta be honest though, when she was on the screen, at least she was trying to have fun with her thankless role, so I gotta give her that, at least. But she certainly doesn't save it with her constant references to, needing to go to the bathroom, wherever it may be. So then, you find out Walt, who is Joe Fishback, who has all the acting talents of a fish, in my opinion, really, which is basically none. He ends up basically, he's the father of the lead girl, and you find out in this twist near the end that, he's the one that killed the 2 people in the beginning of the movie, Oh yeah, there was this girl who got beheaded. It was she got her throat slit. It was a decent spurt. But then you saw what I forgot. The look of Charlie is laughable. He's wearing like a burlap sack over his head and what looks like swim goggles to me. It's laughable. It's ridiculous. He's wearing overalls, a plaid shirt, a burlap sack, and goggles. It just looks stupid. It doesn't intimidate. It looks like a redneck Blue Beetle. If you know who Blue Beetle is, he's a DC Comics character. That's what it looks exactly what Charlie looks like in this movie. A redneck Blue Beetle. And it doesn't strike fear into hearts of anybody. It's just laughable. Every time they show Charlie, it's just ridiculous. It's not even scary. You laugh at him. I mean, that's a bad thing. It's a really bad slasher film when you're laughing at the guy you're supposed to be scared of. So you find out a twist that he's the one that's responsible for the first two killings in the film. Because, I don't know, he has a split personality and loses it every now and then and dresses up like Charlie and kills people. I don't know, it's not explained very well. And then you find out another sort of half-assed twist that Charlie is just as crazy as I am and you let him out, you morons. And then Charlie, the real Charlie, I guess, now starts doing the rest of the killings for the last half of the film. And the gore isn't really that much. There's like I said, there's a throat slash scene, it has a decent spurt. There's a couple other things. There's a asshole motorcycle, dude. He's a motorcycle gang member. He gets an axe at the chest. It's a decent sort of effect. There's like an after the fact, beheading sort of scene, where the guy's already got his head cut off, but for some reason it's just hanging there. In those horror films, when a guy gets beheaded, but his head somehow just stays on his neck until some guy comes around and touches his shoulder, and then it rolls off and rolls down towards the, whoever may be in its vicinity, and they're all like, "Oh, make it!" A lot of that. There's a typical, teenagers who are played by actresses and actors that are nowhere near the age of 20. I mean, they could be. There's some of them that, okay, they could be in their 20s, but they're definitely in their mid to late 20s. They're not high school students. But that's typical of these slasher movies. There's a nice bit of, boobage in this film. I gotta be honest, this one chick, the blonde in this movie, she's got a nice rack. Definitely does display it proudly in a shower scene. And then she spills her Diet Pepsi down the drain, and that distracts her enough so she doesn't get killed by Charlie. Or is it Walt? Or is it Mr. Fishback? I don't know. I don't know which one. It could be either or. But speaking of Pepsi, there are a crap ton of basically advertisements, mini sort of advertisements for Pepsi. And it's funny because they keep talking about Cokes throughout the whole movie. I'm going to go get some more Cokes. And I never saw a Coca-Cola or a Coke product anywhere in the film. All I saw was a Pepsi vending machine that was just there was like one scene that was like a minute and a half of just Pepsi vending machine in action, just like right in the frame of view of the screen, and you have the cast members walking by it and shit. Then you have the girl drinking Diet Pepsi in the shower. She spills it in the shower. I don't know, it's like this film's version of Psycho, the Diet Pepsi going down the drain. And it's funny because I just find it funny because it just seems like a lot of bad movies have, except for Cobra. I mean, Cobra has a Pepsi ads, but Cobra's awesome. But a lot of bad direct-to-video slasher movies or horror films seem to have a lot of references to, like, Pepsi for some reason. There's Pepsi logos everywhere. Did Pepsi sponsor Night Brings Charlie? Maybe they did. Maybe they also sponsored The Outing. I don't know, but I just got to say, because of The Outing, I think Pepsi is evil now, and I just avoid Pepsi. That's an in-joke that not everybody who is watching this video will get. So I'm sorry about that. But really, Pepsi just, I don't know, it's just a lot. Even Abraxas had a lot of Pepsi ads in it. But anyway, I know I'm going off a little bit tangent. There's really not much to talk about. I mean, Pepsi, spilling Pepsi in the shower is some of the more interesting sort of things about this movie. Because honestly, I've never seen that before. I've never seen in a slasher movie a girl drinking soda in the shower and then spills it or whatever, and that's what saves her life. I've never seen that before. Doesn't mean it's a good idea. I'm just saying. But the climax. It basically, the real Charlie starts wreaking havoc, which isn't really much. Kills some asshole motorcycle dude who wants to go kick his ass because Charlie made him fall off his motorcycle. But the way it's shot just makes it look like the guy's a complete utter dumbass and doesn't know how to ride a bike and just falls off. Like he hit an invisible wall and he's like, oh! Fall off the bike. And he's all, I'm going to go kick this guy's ass. You with me? And the rest of his cronies go up there. And they go to Charlie's farmhouse. Which is totally out of Friday the 13th Part 3. There's a decent bit of sort of... I kind of like this scene with the bikers trying to go after Charlie. Because there's a decent little bit of well-shot sort of suspense a little bit. I like the way the lighting is in the top floor of the barn. And I think it's in the hayloft. In the hayloft, it's all bathed in red light, and I like that touch. Even though it makes no sense whatsoever, I still like that touch. And then the scene where the two biker guys are down on the ground below, and the doors open up from the top of the barn, and you see smoke and fog or whatever. It's red light, and here comes Charlie out of the. He jumps down and starts killing people. I kind of like that. Then you have the lead girl, which I'm sorry, I don't know for sure who it is. I don't know. I mean, it could be Brenda or it could be Tanya or Jenny. I think it's Brenda. She had basically ended up, I don't know, she was like on a dare with some of her friends to go get some proof that Charlie killed people or whatever, go to his barn or whatever, and the rest of the girls said, no, we're not doing it because he ended up getting arrested, so they're freaked out. And so this one girl decides to go. And then she ends up basically getting attacked by Charlie. There's a stupid bit of business where her father shows up because he's the one that started killing the two other people. He killed the first two victims, which happened to be one of her friends. So nice going, Dad. For some reason, he shows up because he basically finds out that Charlie's been released. So he tries to go and he knocks the stupid deputy out who's trying to, I don't know, watch over him or whatever. He knocks him out rather easily, steals his truck or whatever, or his police car, goes to the barn, to try to save his daughter. And for some stupid reason, he wore the mask and the goggles, and gets shot. And I'm like, what? It's a stupid twist and it's a stupid idea because, dude, why are you wearing the mask and the goggles? Okay, what is the point of this? Are you gonna go kill your daughter? Or are you trying to save her? I understand you murdered two people earlier, but use some common sense, man. There's no reason for you to wear the mask and the goggles. It's stupid. It's only there for a plot point for the film to try to be, I don't know, try to have some twist that it's going to pull out of its ass, and it just doesn't work. It's just stupid. So he ends up dying, basically. Yeah, that's it. You have this podunk sheriff guy, I guess he's the main male hero guy, and he's pathetic. He's just basically nothing but a block of wood on screen. He has no charisma whatsoever. He ends up basically getting gets a pitchfork to the gut. Somehow he lives through that, and he ends up shooting. I forgot the father before he dies. Because you have this bit of business before that, while the father's laying dying, where Charlie chases after the girls with a chainsaw. They're basically going after them, I guess he thinks he's Leatherface. So he goes out with a chainsaw, and it's pretty blasé. Not really much to say about it. And for some reason, Charlie, I guess he's mentally handicapped. I don't know. He forgot that the chainsaw is leaking gas everywhere, and so it makes it really easy for the dying father to light a lighter and light the gas, and it sets Charlie, up in a ball of fire. And so he's still coming after the girls in a ball of fire. I gotta be honest, it was a full body burn. It was practical. I gotta give it credit for that. In today's, world of CGI fire, it was nice to see that, the actual, fire stunt. Doesn't save the film, but, still nice to see that. Nice to see a full body burn stunt. So he ends up basically, of course, you believe he perishes in the lake or whatever. The father dies. The sheriff guy, he somehow survives, and he's a hero now. There's some asshole lawyer or FBI guy. I don't know who the hell he is. It's never explained. He has to give the last word to the sheriff, like, well, we're still going to convict your fellow Walt or whatever, Mr. Fishback, of, murdering everybody, and that we're going to say that Charlie never existed. It was just a part of his... It was just a split personality, a part of him or whatever. Like, okay, whatever. I don't give a shit. Who cares, movie? And then it ends on some stupid, nonsensical, fucking, open ending, like a sequel bait ending. Stupid, nonsensical sequel bait ending where some hot girl gets picked up by Charlie in his tree surgeon truck, and then he slowly drives away for about 2 minutes to extend the running time some more. You're like, this makes no sense. He was in a full body burn, man. He's dead. He is fucking dead. The other guy, Walt, he's dead too. Who is this Charlie? Is it the guy who got burned? I don't know. It's not explained. It's just a sequel bait ending for a sequel that will never happen, and thank God. So I really don't know what to say about The Night Brings Charlie. It was pretty forgettable. It wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it would be. I thought it was just going to be a total piece of shit. And to be honest, it's not very good. But I've seen worse. I got to be honest. I have seen worse than The Night Brings Charlie. For example, Curse of the Blue Lights is way worse than this, in my opinion. This movie had some moments where I was like, okay, it's kind of cool. Some bits of gore. Okay, it doesn't really have any time to really... It's 75 minutes, so there are points where it goes by a little bit quick, but then there are other points where it just slows down or crawl. The acting isn't the greatest. The main lead, the lead girl, I thought she was okay. Everybody else I thought pretty much sucked. The makeup effects on the gore was alright, but the makeup effects on the look of Charlie just looks stupid. I don't know what the look was. I guess he was supposed to be sewn back together because back in Nam with his buddy Walt, he ended up basically getting cut up and Walt put him back together, I guess, or stitches or some shit. I don't know, it's not explained very well. And they show him unmasked, and it just looks laughable. Some of the shittiest makeup effects I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it looks like he's got, I don't know what it is. I don't know how to explain it. You have to see it for yourself. He looks like one of those mole men from, that Superman Meets the Mole Man movie. Or, it just looks like imagine, Beauty and the Beast, Ron Perlman, but imagine it like on a 10-cent budget. It's like a 10-cent makeup job that just looks horrible. That we're just better off just keeping the mask on him, because at least then you don't see that shit. Because as soon as you see Charlie unmasked, he's even more laughable than he was before. So I really don't know what to say about the film. Gone on about it for about 20-something minutes. Except if I was to rate it out of 5 stars, I really don't. I'm 1.5. I have no desire to watch this again, folks. So it's not a good movie. So it just wasn't rant worthy. I'm sorry. I just don't feel like I was gonna rant on this movie. It just didn't really piss me off. I knew it was a low budget movie, so I had to, give that into account. And it was just pretty much forgettable, generic, slasher fare that's been done a million times. There's nothing that separates itself from any of the other slasher films. So, pretty much how I feel about the movie. Just pretty much came and went. I'm pretty much already beginning to forget about it. So I really don't know what to say, folks, except thanks for watching my review of The Night Brings Charlie. I hope it was worth the wait. Hopefully, I don't know. I don't have any clips because the format that I have, the footage that I found online, it would be a bitch to convert it. So this is it. But anyway, if it sounds curious to you, I don't know, good luck, because the cheapest copy is $30 on Amazon. I was lucky enough to inherit this from a relative of mine, so that's the only reason why I have it. But anyway, folks, for an obscure, lesser-known, completely, pretty much forgettable, a lot of people say it's a forgotten slasher. Well, there's a reason why Night Brings Charlie is a forgotten slasher, because it's forgettable. So that's basically it. And the film in a nutshell, it's forgettable. So anyway, folks, thanks for watching my review of The Night Brings Charlie, and I will see you guys later. See ya.